I want to talk a bit about trending, which is something my videos will likely never be. The internet has drastically transformed our lives ever since Al Gore invented it. It has revolutionized communication, instantly connecting the world while also providing us a constantly updating, unlimited encyclopedia of information, putting your local library to shame. Thanks for nothing, Funkin' Wagnalls. But the internet also created new problems like online addiction, cyberbullying, and incessant Kardashian coverage. The constant flood of information online has made us both desensitized and overly sensitive at the same time, and usually opposite of the way it should be. School shootings have become so commonplace that they barely register anymore, but holy shit did the internet lose its mind over the Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial. Don't get me wrong, that ad was crap. Using Black Lives Matter imagery to sell sugar water is insane and pretty disgusting, which is why I only drink Shasta. But at the end of the day, it's still just a stupid marketing campaign. Children are literally being shot in their classrooms, and when we hear that, we as a society shrug our shoulders with beaten down acceptance and just swipe left. Why can't we channel all this built-up online outrage to make a difference for something that really matters? One problem, I think, is the idea of trending. See, I eventually made it back to the topic. Humans aren't like Wolverines. We crave connection. We want to feel accepted by those around us. One way we do that is by sharing stories and ideas with one another. That's how bonds are formed. And now the internet has made it infinitely easier to share ideas and connect with millions of people around the world. Some OCD nerds decided to categorize all this data, and thus trends were born. Trends tell us what everyone is talking about, which is great for breaking news stories, but it can also lead to self-fulfilling prophecies and confirmation bias. If you see that everyone is commenting about some story, you'll be more inclined to also comment so that you don't feel like you're missing out. This in turn keeps that story trending, so other people also feel compelled to comment, leading to a snowball effect. And of course, everyone, myself included, thinks they're funny, so they try to chime in to the trending conversation with some witty response, which is why lesser important stories get more of the outrage pie than they should. You can't make a smart-ass joke about school shootings or natural disasters, right, Gilbert? But you can rant comedically about a Pepsi commercial and watch that trend soar. But guess what? Marketing companies figured this out too. They watch the trends to see how they can exploit them to sell more crap, which is probably why Pepsi thought tapping into the protest culture, is that even a thing, was a great way to sell diabetes water. The best, or worst, example of this was during the Super Bowl, where broadcaster Terry Bradshaw was caught with a big old stain on his shirt. Oh, how embarrassing. Twitter couldn't help but call him out for being the disgusting slob that he is. I, on the other hand, was more confused why during the biggest television event of the year, Lady Gaga's live concert, that Terry would have taken off his jacket in the first place like it was Casual Friday. Show some respect, man. Maybe he just wanted to flaunt those sick suspenders. But then it turned out it wasn't a real stain. It was just an elaborate Tide commercial. Joke's on us. Well played, Tide. But don't you see how little these marketing companies think of us and how predictable we are? They knew we'd flock to Twitter to make fun of Terry. #Bradshaw stain. And that it would start trending. They spent millions setting up this commercial and we behaved exactly as expected. Trends can be manipulated and manufactured to create the desired herd mentality. Now, I'm not saying that Twitter is the only reason we're in the situation that we're in, but it didn't help. Look, trends are information, and information isn't bad. But you don't have to chime in on something just because it's trending. And for the love of God, can we stop Hold My Beer from trending? Please? It's time to let it go. #StopTrending.